Brevard County. I want to thank concerned citizens, the Macedonia Baptist Church, and NAACP for inviting me. I've been living here for 30 years. I've raised 3 children in Brevard County. They all went through schools. They went through Riviera Elementary School, Stone Middle School, and Pompey High School. My one daughter went to the Melbourne High. So we're all local here. We've been here for 30 years. I've got a degree in oceanography from Florida Tech. I spent 2 years in the United States Peace Corps, Honduras, Central America. When I came back, I began writing for newspapers. I wrote for Florida Today for a time. I wrote for the Sebastian Sun. I wrote for Edinburgh Press Journal. All in this area. I covered county commission meetings. I covered city council meetings from as far as from Vero Beach all the way up to Titusville. I know local government. After that, I worked briefly for an independent web company, and then I came back to news for a little while. Worked in Melbourne, worked in the city of Melbourne as a reporter. I worked as a teacher at Florida Air Academy. As my science background, I taught oceanography there. I love this community. I just adore this community. And I'm running because I started to see some things happening at the state level, particularly with regard to education. That was what the slap in the face that woke me up was, is when 25% of the millage rate was cut from the allowable budget for millage for schools, at the same time, our property values were falling off a cliff. It seemed a deliberate effort to attack public schools, and ever since then, the administration in Tallahassee hasn't done anything to indicate that they weren't on a warpath towards public education. We just heard the schools candidates talk about the classroom sizes, the diminishing opportunities for children, the constant budget cuts. That's what got me into this race initially. But all 3 of my kids went entirely through the school system. If there was a problem, we were there. But right now, I'm looking at alternative energy as a fix for the economic problems of the areas. Roads are big for me, and I think there's areas that we can achieve what we want out of Brevard County if we just reach out and grab the opportunity. Thank you.
My name is Randy Fine. I'm a 3rd generation Floridian. In fact, my grandfather moved to Florida not long after he got off the boat from Eastern Europe. And I've actually lived in my home here in southern Brevard for the last 10 years. I have 2 little boys. They're 8 and 4. Both were born at Holmes Regional Medical Center. I'm not a professional politician. I'm not someone who's been sort of agitating in local issues for a long time. I spent my career as a businessman. I started 3 companies over 22 years, and I created hundreds of jobs. And if you told me 2 years ago that I'd be running for dog catcher, I would have told you that you were out of your mind. My decision to run was literally a spur-of-the-moment decision because I got angry about what my son was learning in public school. He came home last January with a piece of paper that said that 9 plus 6 didn't equal 15. He was asked that question, what does 9 plus 6 equal? He wrote 15 on the piece of paper, and it was marked wrong. It turns out in the state of Florida, 9 plus 6 doesn't equal 15. It equals 4 minutes of gibberish. People talk about Common Core. This is what they're talking about. We don't teach math anymore to help people learn how it is that they can be successful in the world. So when I went and talked to the principal of his school and said, why are you marking this wrong? He told me that if my son wanted to be successful in public school, he needed to learn that 9 plus 6 didn't equal 15. But 2 hours later, I was a candidate to run for the state legislature. So that's why I'm doing it, because I believe that if our children aren't given the skills that they need to be successful, then we're doomed. Who's going to take care of us when we get older? There's nothing more important than making sure we set up the next generation to be successful. That's not all I want to work on. I want to work on that. I want to work on economic development. As someone who knows how hard it is to build a company, I'd like to make sure that companies want to start, build, and grow here in southern Brevard County. I'm also very focused on the Indian River Lagoon. My family of passionate fishermen, boaters, and those kinds of things, and it's not in good shape. And so I want to make sure that we do what is necessary to fix it. And then lastly, I want to make sure government is set up to take care of those who need it. Thank you.